Hello, football enthusiasts. Welcome to Blaqsport. I'm here with a guest that's been quite a long time coming now, but it took me so long to get him here because having gone through different countries or at once, having seen different cultures, having seen different lifestyles, different style of football game, which we're about to discuss, is no other person than Gideon Iliya. We call him the Zuma. Welcome to Blaqsport. But how are you feeling?
I'm feeling I'm feeling good, I'm feeling good,
It's been like, you said like 6 years. You said that last time we spoke or last time we saw. Let's just say last time we saw like 6 years, is it?
Yeah, like 6 years. 6 years ago, yeah.
To be honest, anytime I see you, I still picture the old Zuma I know about. the come on, body, Joe. Come on, body, Joe.
Come on, body, like there is a slogan we used to use back then in Jos, like if they dribble you, enter line, If they dribble you, enter line. Come on, body.
You join the queue, man. Join the queue and come again.
Yeah, bro.
Having you this is a time that we really want to actually know you more, because going down from the shores of Nigeria, okay, you moved down to Portugal and also moved to Greece and also moved to Venezuela, and so this is in as much as I don't know how you rate success, all right, because from where I'm standing, success is changing an idea, making it a reality. That's success.
Yeah.
An idea, making it a reality. I believe you've been in a situation whereby you have this idea you want to play in your head. You have this ball you want to play in your head. And if you play it, all the things that that's playing that field doesn't matter. But you know what you did. You know that you've achieved a success in a particular pass that people think that it just is a normal pass, is a natural thing that just like everybody does it every single time in the game. But you know what you've achieved because that's how you want to play this. There's a curve, there's a level of accuracy and points and man picking you expect to do, and you did that. That is success in your head. The actual time, the scoreline might not show it, but you know the success you've achieved, isn't it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so what I just thought about this is just to give you a little brief, to tell my audience a little bit of someone I'm about to speak with. But so today we're about to know who is Gideon Iliya. So where were you born?
Wow, I was born in Jos,
Yeah.
Yeah, in Jos, in the northern part of Nigeria. So that's when I was born, and
Any town in particular in Jos? Is there any town in particular in Jos?
I was born in Jos, in Gangari.
In Gangari, all right, yeah, in Gangari, okay. Your stay in Jos, how long did you stay in Jos? Okay, you were born into a family. How many were you guys in the family of?
We are nine. Yeah, we are nine. We are nine, and I was the seventh. Yeah, I have 8 siblings. We had three girls. Yeah, and 5 were all boys.
Yeah. Oh, you're okay, 5. Okay, the 3 girls, then you're all 5. Okay, then with you is 9. So that means in total you guys have like 6 boys in the house. So how was the journey like? How was the family like? How was it growing up?
Well, like growing up, like I have a very great, like childhood, while growing up, like every other kid, in Nigeria, like the parents wanted him to go to school, to study, and yeah. So when I was a kid, I have a good childhood, I have a very wonderful family, they are very supportive, so yeah, but my parents always want me to go to school to study, So when I was a kid, like it's all about school, school, school.
Yeah, school. Just a typical Nigerian parent. You know, everything's all about school. You need to go to school to have everything done. Everything surrounds about education, which is good, by the way. You know, but that you're just a typical African parent. Yes.
So while growing up, so when I was like 5, 6, so that's when I started noticing like almost like I love football, I love football. So that's when I started having like even when like I was I'm passing on the street, I saw people playing, so I always go and stand, stand and watch, when they kick the ball, like my elder brother, he used to play football on the street, but I was so little, so sometimes I just go and just watch them play. So when they kick the ball, go out, so I always run to pick the ball and throw for them, so that's how it all started, so. And even when I was little, so my dad used to tell me if I come first, if I take the first position in the class, he will buy for me,
Getting bicycle. Bicycle was an unusual thing. I don't know about you.
Yeah. So, so that's how it all started. So
yeah. So in a nutshell, when will you say that you fell in love with football? That's what somebody asks. When did you say you fell in love with football?
I fell in love with football when I was in GSS 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I really fell in love with football,
Yeah. Okay. So that was when you knew that is there any kind of any events that actually gave birth to it? Or was it when you were playing so much, you told yourself, man, I love this game? There's always something, maybe if there's an event, something huge or something, it may not be huge, but when did you have that self-realization? Is there any event that made you have that self-realization about the game?
Yeah. Like when I was in GSS 1, so there is this school sport we always used to during weekends, Yeah, so I don't know, we call it in-house sport, something like that. So we used in secondary school we always during Fridays, so that's when the green house, the yellow house, something like that. Yeah, that's when I noticed this football is there is a lot to it.
There's a lot to it.
Yeah, so that's when I really, really fell in love with this football, So I started paying more attention, wow, this, I started noticing, wow, I have some, potential, and
you can leverage on it.
Yeah, something like that. So that's when it all started. And after that, so we started having some school competitions,
Yeah.
So my school, I was in in GS2, GS3, so just because I'm good, so they always include me, they always take me to all the competitions, to another states, just to represent my school, I was very small.
What's the name of your school? What's the name of your school? What's the name of your school then?
Government Secondary School, UTAN, in Jos,
You can.
UTAN.
Okay, UTAN.
Yeah, UTAN, yeah. So I was so small, so tiny, no muscles, but they saw he has some potentials, so they always try to take me along, So I was the smallest.
Really?
Yeah. So that's how it all started, Then after So
So when do you have that? When do you know that, man? Let me think about having a career in this. I know you were playing from school, like you said, you're playing from school times. You go to competition for school. When do you think about maybe joining the academy? Or those days, I know they usually have we don't usually call it a football academy. We call it football club. Yeah, in as much as it's more like an academy, but we call it a football club. So were you still playing some clubs right there while you were actually in school, going to in your secondary school? Were you playing some kind of any club, or is it just the normal choosing normally playing at home or with your friends? Is there any kind of formal team you have?
yeah, when when I was like in SS1,
Yeah.
like SS1, yeah. So we like in my area, like where I stay. So we have this academy where the name of the academy is Infant Jesus Academy. So
It's for Jesus.
yeah, Infant Jesus Academy. So I, so I have some couple of friends who were playing in the academy back then. So they introduced me, they are like, Zuma, come on, let's go. So that's how I say, okay, let's go. Then I later joined the academy. So that's
Yeah.
how we started going for like the PRTV competition under 10, under 16. So that's how we all started and we are playing. So like from there, from there I started like everywhere people started noticing me,
Yeah. So, what did they call you? What did they call you?
when I was little, that's where I got the name Zuma.
I was about to say
Yeah. So people started calling me Zuma because like I love football so much. Like in my area, there's nowhere they are playing football, you will not see me. So people started calling me Zuma. Like I love football.
what does
So
Zuma mean? What does Zuma mean?
Zuma, it's like like the Zuma is in English, it means honey, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, but what like in Hausa, in Hausa language, what they mean in Zuma, like Zuma means like anything they are doing, you must find him there. You know,
Okay.
you
Okay.
must like because I know how to like do almost everything, like apart from football. If they are playing anything, like you must find me there. So that's how my friends started calling me Zuma. So when I was a kid with my peers. So I'm really good in this football. So people started calling me like Zuma ball, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's how I got the name Zuma. So even sometimes like my friends come to like my house, just to look for me to go and play football. Like if I'm not around, they will tell like if they meet my mom at home, they will like, please, they are looking for Zuma. And my mom will be like, Zuma? Who is Zuma? There is no Zuma in this house, something like that.
I trust Nigerian moms.
So my kid brother will say, it's Gideon. They are looking for Gideon. So then my mom will say, oh, Gideon is not around. So after like when I returned back home, she will just be like, there are some like of my friends, they came looking for me. They say they are looking for Zuma, and she was like, who is Zuma? So after we just started laughing, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So in all this, no. When you look at your journey, before you moved over to you took it serious to Diamond. How was were you really? When did you think that it's time to look into to have a career in football? When do you think after school? When do you think that it's time to let me push this side of things?
Yeah, like when I think about to take this serious, like a career, it was when I was even SS2 going to SS3, you know. That's when I was so obsessed with this football,
Yeah.
So like I'm really mad. I'm really crazy with the football. When I was in SS2, about to write my SSC,
Yeah.
Yeah. So after my secondary school, I joined the Plateau United,
Okay.
Plateau United, the feeder team, So when no, like yeah, there was this competition we are playing. So
Yeah.
my team and the other team, we got to the final. So after the final, there was one. I think he's a director in Plateau United. So he came to see the final. So after the final, he walked to me and he was like, he's inviting me to the open screening because the Plateau United field team, they're about to start a screening. They wanted to take some young players to the field team. So that's how I got the invitation. Then I go to the screening. So while we are on the screening, before they finish the screening, so we are like 5. They're already like, oh, these ones, they're already in the team, So they even call like 5 of us. They are trying to give us the contract to sign, for the field team, like, because we are really good in the screening. So they already made up their mind. So they already made up their mind to give us the contract to sign. So at that same week, that's when one of my friends, he told me about Diamond Academy.
Yeah.
So I have to, I just have to leave the feeders. I have to abandon everything, So I have to because I have to travel from Jos to Abuja because it's not that far, like 1 hour. It's 1 hour journey from Jos to Abuja. So the next morning, I traveled from Jos to Abuja, I met the guy, and the next day, the guy took me to Abia State, for the screening. So that's how it is.
So if you look at this now, you understand. So that means you already made up your mind when you're going to feel that this is the part I really want to go to. This is the part I want to choose. So is there any kind of, because as a child then I just left secondary school, started a little bit playing feeders, not knowing how to navigate around life and things like that. Was there someone or something that you look forward to that gave you that assurance that football is the way?
Yeah. Like,
because look at it this way, your siblings, is anyone playing any professional football?
No. I'm just the only one, but they play, like, in my family, like, I have...
Everybody plays football.
They play football, but
okay.
They didn't play, like, they didn't take
as
it
pro. They didn't play pro. They didn't play pro.
Yeah. At all. So I'm the only one, I'm the only
so
one.
It's a huge step for you, I must say.
Yeah, and in just where, like, almost everyone, like, took this football, like, really serious. It's when Mikel signed for Chelsea, because Mikel grew up in Jos,
Yeah.
So when Mikel signed for Chelsea, so everyone was really crazy, was really mad, So everyone was serious with the football at that moment in Jos, because we see how, like, he changed everything, his family, his friends, we see everything just changed, like something like this, So that's when everyone takes this football so serious, Yeah.
So that means you did have you have a family that understands what football can do. you have a circle of friends that understand how magical football is. So that means you had a very supportive family in this situation.
Yeah, sure.
So how was it mentally you coping up leaving Jos to a state I bet it must be your first time going to a state like Abia State. How was that? How was that for you in those few times?
Wow, like the first time is, like they say, like the beginning is always difficult, So
Yeah.
the first time is kind of difficult, because the language, the culture, everything is different, everything is new. So, but like in life, you know what you want, so you just have to sacrifice for what you want. So that's how I just take everything. I try to forget everything, so just to focus and get what I want. So that's how I try to deal with everything. And my family always try to call me, just to check up on me, how everything is going. My friends also, like my close friends also do that. They call and, try to support in any way they can. So with that, and I cope, like, should I say I cope very quickly, something like that, yeah. So,
Saying this from a different point of view, I know back then I was still running as head media in Diamond when it got out that you were actually going to Porto Santos. Okay, so moving to Porto Santos, for real, I'll tell you is for what I feel, it was a huge deal for me. I don't know about how it was for you, but for me it was huge because this is the first time you're going to be tested out of your own shores in trying to go pro. This is no longer you're doing the baby walks, you're learning how to do this, you're going through the academy. This is the big deal now. So this is when I call it is serious. I'm not saying that academies are not serious, but academies is way to prepare you for the big leagues, for going pro. So most people, and I bet academy is you have loads of people in it, Just the same way if you look at my U Academy, they have loads of people, but not everyone gets to play pro or even go to play on the 18, get to even go to on the 21. Is not everybody. So is a huge deal because it shows that the project is still ongoing, and it's also serve as a motivation for other people also in the academy to know that it is possible. Until someone does a whole lot of things like this, you wouldn't know. It is possible. Then you need to actually maybe put more zeal. So I just want to know, how did you feel at the time when you got the news?
what really brings us to the academy, is for us to have a
Be
dream
able to play pro,
travel
yes.
to Europe to play, yeah. So I feel really good, happy. I was excited, but still, like, I try to to manage myself. Like, I just try to hold everything. But I was so excited, I was so happy. Like, it was like sometimes I just by myself, I just like, wow, this is really great. This is really good. This is what I've been like. This is what makes me to leave my family, my friends, and it's happening now. So I was really excited. And I'm happy because if my family heard about the news, they will be like proud, like they will know, I didn't leave the house to just stay out and so I really know what I want and I'm serious about it, so they are so happy, they are proud, they are excited too. So
And you yourself, you must be proud because I know how you're saying it. They are excited. We do things to make our family members, friends, and where we shall be actually be proud of us. But you yourself, I know you should be proud of yourself for the level of commitment you've shown to the game.
Of course, I'm really proud, I'm really proud. I'm really proud. Like I wouldn't lie. I'm really proud, I'm really, really proud at that time. But I try as like hard as I can, to stay, stay more calm with myself,
More calm, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I'm really proud, Yeah.
So when you arrived at Porto Santos, was it what you actually imagined it would be?
In Porto Santos, it's another different thing, It's another different thing. Yeah, it's another different thing. So at the time we arrived in Portugal, I like we it's like we are like starting from fresh, like we are starting from
That is, I wanted to hear that part because I wanted to understand the big difference because when you playing different in Nigerian academy, you're coming over to a different terrain, a whole lot different environment, different equipment, the access to some things you think that are normal are not normal again.
Yeah. Because the football here in Europe and Africa, I think is different, So when we're here, the tactics, we have to like we are learning from fresh from start again, So we have to understand the tactics. We have to understand everything about the football. It's different here in Europe. It's totally different, And
You were like learning and unlearning, learning and unlearning as well.
Yeah. It's totally different in Europe. The football is different. Like it's different. In the like
Exactly. Can you give specifics in this situation?
like in like let me for example like my position, so you have to know where to go and where to stay, where to cover, where not to go, at a particular time. So that's how it is. But in Nigeria we just play, like randomly, you just go anywhere, But in Europe it's more positional, You just have to know your position. You don't have to go, like you have to know when to go and where to stay, where to cover, something like that. That's how it is.
So you're saying, because let me bring a pattern you guys normally play in Diamond that I like, where you guys are actually winning the game towards the end of the game, you see people like in a part of the formation, David will now move forward. It's like a pattern. David, Issa David now automatically transforms going forward, being more of the attacker, like pushing more forward. Now, I just want to know, those things were not really taught. These are things you guys, maybe in the pitch, you guys arrange, this is what you would do. In those kind of situations, when you play off books, how does it feel? Is it something players do a lot, play off books, or must you play most to the book?
Yeah, you must play to
the book.
Yeah.
So that brings it that. So where do you become, maybe try to be creative in this? Or is it just only in terms of the positioning, or does it also affect your style of play? Where do you tend to bring out your creativity in yourself?
Yeah, sometimes sometimes it affects, but sometimes it depends. It all depends on the coach,
Yeah.
Yeah, some coach, when they see me play, they prefer me to play like more of number 6. Some coach, when they see me play, they prefer me to play like my number 8, like the normal box to box. So it all depends. So when you go to a team and you play, and the coach prefer you to play like more number six, that's where it affects, little of your game, because the number six you play more like defensive midfielder. So you don't have to go every time. The number six is more positional. You just need to just stay more in the middle, just to stay more in the middle, support the defense and support the attack, but not much, But when you play like more like number 8, so that's when like you have more freedom to play like more attack and also defense. So that's where you have to create many things,
Did you struggle? Did you struggle in Puso Santos? Did you struggle to keep up? Did you struggle?
Yeah, at the beginning, yes. At the beginning, yeah, because I won't lie to you. At the beginning, yes, So, but it's not like I don't know how to play. It's not like I'm not a good player, But it's just some few things, just few information, yeah. So at the beginning, yeah, because it's like to play like a midfield, it's difficult. So you have to understand some things,
How about language? Was it a problem for you? The language as well. Was language also a problem?
At the beginning, the language is difficult, but we are lucky. The coach, he understands English. He speaks English, so he's also he's patient. The coach is also patient. So he takes his time to talk, to communicate, to teach. So we're just lucky at that time. So some coaches, they don't have patience. They don't care. You understand the language or you don't understand this. They just talk. You don't understand. It's not their problem.
How do you cope when they give informations? I know sometimes.
Sometimes you just have to ask. If you ask, just ask and they can explain to you. Just ask, just ask and understand. Few. It's better for you than you don't understand nothing.
Use your head, organizer for your head. That's what you say. You know what I'm saying? This, I totally understand. I totally understand because I play with the Polish team. Yeah, I normally play with the Polish team once in a while, maybe once or twice a week. Now, is a thing. Yes, I have someone who normally explains to me. Okay, when we're actually talking, I have someone who normally explains to me. Yeah, but sometimes you don't get the whole thing as it is.
Yeah.
Yes. So
the more information, like when someone is trying to explain to you, he won't explain everything to you. He just few,
Exactly. Because I'm surprised he took. So, for example, look at this one. I saw the skipper of my team player. He takes a whole lot of time explaining something, talking something. So because there are a whole lot of Polish guys, not as if they don't speak English, but they are much in numbers. So when they speaking, and after a whole long time, my friend will tell me what they said. But I'll tell myself, come on, what you told me is just so small. You want to tell me all this is said? You just summarized it. He said
hour explaining, talking, but the guy will just take like 10 seconds and tell you, I'm saying that's all. Are you joking with me or what, bro? Sometimes you just have to. Sometimes you just have to concentrate and focus and try to,
In the pitch, how do you communicate in the pitch? How do you communicate? How was your communication? Or obviously you don't say much in football, because I can understand. I don't say much, but at least calling of players.
Yeah, in the pitch, you don't have to. It's not most you speak. You can hey, something like that. Yeah. So of course you can understand the language little, so you can speak little. So in the pitch you don't have to speak much, so
Yeah.
just with hand, the sign, hey, yeah, something like that. So, but it's not easy.
It's not
Sometimes,
easy.
yeah,
And
sometimes when you have a lot of pressure and you are so hot, you can't speak the language. You started speaking like the broken English. You just started speaking the broken English. Ay.
you're like, oh no, you just thought about me going where you're going. I'll be going. It reminds me of I've seen so many kids, you can't complain.
Sometimes you'll be lucky, like some of the players speak English,
Mm.
so
You
you
know,
understand what they say sometimes. So
it's very difficult, and you can't even. Yeah, I can actually understand very, very well coping in those kind of environments. But I know you won't have any much problem with the weather because weather seems to be nice in Portugal.
yeah, the weather is nice.
And secondly, you have quite an interesting journey. Regardless how you see yourself, let me just walk you through something. You played in Portugal for 1 year, and you moved over to Cacadores. Is that what you call it? How do you pronounce that?
Yeah, typers.
Okay, great, Tapas. Then you actually stayed 1 year there. Then you moved over to Villa Paradizes. Predes. Oh, okay, that's Spanish. Predes. Then you also part of it. You also played in Canelas 2010.
Yeah.
Then yes, you also then between that time you were playing in Villa Paradise. You also move over to Oliveira Frades. France, okay, that's wonderful. And you then move over to Cameron Lobos.
Yeah, Cameron Lobos, yeah.
Yeah, you played there, and you now move to AO Tricala. Yeah, and then you moved to Venezuela. That's a Puerto Cabello.
Yeah, Puerto Cabello.
Yeah, and now, gosh, how can you keep up? How are you keeping up in all this? This is honestly. Do you know what you've just done? You're looking at it this way. Okay, I'm looking through this clubs right now in my screen. Let me just have a quick look. Yes. So far you played like 8 clubs.
Yeah.
8 good clubs, and these have taken you around 3 countries. Like I said earlier, played in Portugal, moved to Greece, moved to Venezuela. At some point, when I was saying you play, I didn't know you were in Venezuela for real. I didn't know. So it was when I started paying more attention to it. So wow. So no, you think is really that easy? You've actually evolved, not just as a player, but also as an individual. Now, you've actually been opportuned to see things firsthand, not just hearsay. You're also opportuned to be wiser, because a traveler is a wise man. And he also gives you a liberty to be associated with different cultures, different way of life, and also understand how this world goes round. In looking at this number, this is just from a boy from Jos all the way to 8 clubs around 3 countries. You might not see, I don't know what you think of what success is. I don't know what you might be looking at, what makes you successful, but from the papers we are looking at, I will tell you true that this is what we call having an inspiration. This is what we call being able to, it's not able to come into a new terrain, you survive it, you move to the next level. Your goal might not be met, but I'm telling you, you have a wonderful thing. Honestly, talking about this now is actually giving me a huge goosebumps. 6 years ago, or yeah, 6 years ago. Look at more than yes. Well, last time, so yeah, look, I told you it's more than 6 years. Come on,
Yeah,
this numbers now tells me it's more than 6 years.
yeah, it's more than 6.
So this is getting to 8. So for the fact, yes, 8. Yeah, okay, I can count the other one. Yeah, it's getting like 8 from last time. With these numbers, we're talking about 8. It's been close to 8 years. That's what it means. It's been close to 8 years, and in 8 years, you've been able to play at least 8 good clubs in 8 years. So I don't know. Maybe you've not. I don't know. Most people don't do that. You've not having time to pen it down, to put down. Look at what this is a stage. You've been able to cope with different people in different stage, different try to understand it. It is not easy. So looking at all this, which region do you think that your weather was really okay for you? Where the weather was actually a constraint for you?
Oh my God. I think Portugal is Portugal. I think Portugal is more better.
You enjoy the weather in Portugal?
Yeah, the weather here in Portugal is very, 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 very good.
But Venezuela was thinking, do you have time? Caracas, is it not okay in Venezuela? The weather there should be nice.
In Venezuela is more, in South America is same way, like almost same weather with Africa, it's hot. The weather is hot sometimes. Yeah, sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's cool, but mostly the weather is hot, mostly.
So it reminds you of Nigeria, I think.
Yeah. The first day I stepped my leg in Venezuela at the airport, I was like, woo. This is Nigeria,
Yeah.
so hot. It's so hot, wow. Sometimes, like in the training, like I have to, pour like a lot of water, Oh my God, it's so hot in Venezuela. But after like 1 month, I'm already used to the weather,
You should be used to the weather. No, don't tell me that. Why tell me used to the weather? So because you've been used to having those chill weather a little bit, those chill weather. You have so we're not used to having those chill weather. That this weather is just chill. The weather is giving those chill vibe that you like. Now going back, Venezuela gave you a little bit different. Now Greece is more like Spain. Yes, Greece is more like Spain.
Yeah.
It gives you that chilled weather because it's a little bit up the equator there. But when it comes to Venezuela, which is also closer to the equator, which is why it's hot. And interesting thing actually comes into my head now is, in all this, you've played in all these clubs. You've been able to play as a center midfielder. You've been able to play as an attacking midfielder, but never did it come to my mind that you play as a center back. Come on, what happened?
Like I told you, like some coaches, when they see me play, they prefer me to play like the number 6,
Yeah.
like the number 6. Why? Because they always say I have.
I didn't even add it. DM, sorry, I didn't even add it. You play the center back, attacking midfielder, defensive midfielder, and a central back. These are just all 4 positions, just you alone, Gideon.
Yeah. But some of the coach, like they always say I have the ability, the quality to like, to take the ball out from the defense, They always say that, so they prefer to play me like the number 6, just to help take the ball from the defense to the attack, some of the coach always say that, but me, when they say that kind of stuff, I was just like, I want to play like more of attack, because I know I have abilities to create chance, to score goals, because I know myself, so I know I have those qualities. So sometimes I don't like when the coach say I play more of defense, even though like okay, I have the abilities to 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 take the ball out from the defense to the attack, but I prefer to play more attacking, not defense.
But I don't blame them in that, because that's how I know you, honestly, in the sense that you're kind of a player that like to collect the ball and distribute.
Yeah.
You love it. I don't know, for some reasons, you've noticed, which is a problem most players have, is being ability to, you don't wait for the ball. Yeah, you don't wait for the ball. You only, okay, fine, this is where the source is. You go to the source to take the ball, and then you move. You take it, you move. Now, for you, one of the person I actually love about in terms of your crosses, your switch. At some point, I could remember then in Diamond, man to watch would like say, "Oh, Gideon, it's okay. Stop changing that ball. Play that ball then. Stop changing that ball again." I understand. How you guys may play, pa, you be hearing, when you guys are tossing the ball around, you're like, pa, you be hearing, "Gideon, give that ball there." You have not touched the ball. You know that next thing's gonna happen is, pow! And which is fun. It is fun, you understand? Like you said, coaches know why they are saying it. We at the background like, come on now, coach. This guy here don't they free. He's supposed to change that. That is one about coach. They know there's something they want to play in their head.
Yeah.
There's something they want to play in their head. And you yourself, you actually seen, having an eye of an eagle, seeing, okay, here is space, here is a little bit congested. Maybe he's trying to build up something, but you guys will not give him the liberty to explore maybe what he wants to build, have it build it like, and now tell you, okay, change it now, you now change it, which is a good thing. All right, which is a good thing. So you think playing as a DM and CB, yes, these are part of your versatilities, but you prefer to play as an attacking midfielder.
Yeah. Like more of like the box to box,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You like to play in those kind of areas. Does it give you liberty to do what you want, to be free? There's something about being, I know playing in those kind of roles gives a little bit liberty to do a whole lot than when you are we're in the final third.
Yeah, because people like in football, like, they play football more in the front, So when you like, when you like defend, like always a defensive player, people don't always give much audience to you, So they play more football in the front. So if you want me to, if you want me to like always come to help the defense to take the ball, but don't tell me just like stay, if I can do that, and also just allow me to join the attack also, Yeah. So
enough about football talks, because it's been a long while. We're trying to catch up with a whole lot of things, talking about the clubs you've actually played. But to be honest, this is quite impressive. Okay, I haven't played 8 clubs in basically 8 years. This is really quite impressive. It's a good CV, and this is something I am so proud of it. Okay, I am so proud of it, because having been around, play, if you haven't played football somewhere else in a different situation, in a different country apart from where you are used to, you will understand there is actually a big difference. When people tell you there is weather condition, there is language problem, there is you won't know until you've actually been tested a little bit of it, that you understand.
Even sometimes the food,
Yes, I didn't think about that. The food, for me, I've been able to adjust cook because I cook. Chocolate gets some African foods. We have a whole lot of time. I love international dishes. I can actually make some puddings, do all those ones. Maybe I want to try some new cuisines. But I still, in 70% of the time, I eat Nigerian food. 70%. But I don't think you will have that liberty to be doing that. You won't.
Not always. Not always.
You won't have the liberty because I have liberty. I go to the market, I come back, I cook, I do this. I don't think you have those liberty to do all that. Go look for all those things you want. You won't have those kind of liberties to search for those African shops. You can actually eat out. That's different. But in terms of preparing them, eating, you end up eating what is in the camp, or if you're going out, you end up, that's what you have to eat. You have no option than to find a way to accommodate it. For the fact that your tummy is used to eba, or used to for it to hold you well. Now
when we are in Nigeria, we always complain, every day, eba, every day, this. But bro, when like here in Europe, we pray every day just to have like eba for one day. Bro, well, it's difficult to see. It's difficult, we miss that a lot.
Yeah, of course. So this is it's something, and the food now you have no option than to adjust to it. Africans are heavy eaters. Yes. We don't eat much of heavy foods down here, so it's also a problem in terms of you eating to your fill. There's something to eat, but another thing is to, guy, you don't believe food. When person say you don't believe food, but you don't chop, but you don't say this one. If you just, madam, if I don't jog go up, go down, those things don't come up my body. So how do you cope with the food? How did you cope with it?
Yeah, it's not that easy, but as a black man, you always find your way. So, but it's not that easy. But like you don't have a choice. You just have to cope.
What's your favorite food then? What's your favorite food? Which food you eat? What's your favorite food?
Here is oil in general.
If you say in general, wait till you see I'm chop. When I mean favorite food, there are food where they cheap well. See this one. You want to say general, maybe you call jollof or rice, or when you see I'm chop. I'm talking about food you eat. Food you see happen. It's like this joke. I asked somebody, what's your favorite fruit? He tell me apple. I say, how many times don't chop apple for your life? That one I want. Maybe now waiting you they dream or one chop apple. But you waiting they eat every time. It seems to be your favorite something. So what do you feel if you are going out or a typical day, if you want to have food, which food comes into your mind that you can actually eat, that is okay for you? Food.
I think it's rice.
Rice go grow for una throat come out very soon. Rice go all of una wey dey both west and Europe. Rice go grow for una, rice and spaghetti go grow for una head come out.
That's the only thing you can eat, and feel yourself. That's the only thing, rice.
Yeah, that is close to what you already know. That is close to it. Yeah. So what kind of rice?
Eat white rice with stew or jollof rice, We try to.
You see jollof rice there? You see jollof rice there?
I used to cook at home. I just buy the things and just try to make it my own way, Yeah.
Do it your own way.
Try to do it our own way, With chicken, So sometimes with chicken, sometimes with fish. So mostly it's rice because you can't eat what they are eating here because you have training, you have games, so you have to eat something that will, give you more power, more energy.
So what keeps you going? What's your hobbies like? I know football now has turned from being a hobby to a career. So I don't think, what do you now have outside football? Music. I know music. You can't tell me you don't do that.
I listen to music like every time. The only time I don't listen to music is when I'm in the field or outside with friends or when I'm sleeping. But I always listen to music, you know.
So which one is what you listen to right now? If you had to listen to music, which music would you play? I know as a music person you've been listening to a variety of music, but sometimes you want to get in the mood and what is the music you start with. Which music would you start with?
I start with Tupac, you know. I always stay with Tupac like 247, 247. I
Which one is the best track? Dear Mama, which one?
Dear Mama, you know, it's a great song.
It's a great
you know,
song.
so,
It's a masterpiece. That's what actually have to do good for that
yeah.
one. You know?
Yeah.
Okay. So Tupac
And
is
after that, I also All Eyes on Me, you know.
Yeah.
So like sometimes I always get my inspiration, you know, on the music, you know. So I try to keep my most especially when I'm going to training or I have games, you know. I also listen to Jesse Jacks, you know.
Yeah, all right, just jazz, man.
You know, Jesse Jacks, you know, they are all from Jos, you know.
Oh yeah. The MI, yes, MI, yeah. As SP just said, yeah, they're all from Jos. Yeah, they all even P Square, they all grow in Jos as well.
Yeah. I like we know like almost like I think like we from the north, like from Jos, you know, we love to listen to like rap music, like hip hop, you know. So so something like that. I also listen to Tope Aladi, you know, Tope Aladi. I also listen to her music sometimes.
So that means you live down in your roots. That's what I'm saying. Here I'm holding so tight. I'm not letting it go. So you still going back there, which is actually lovely. And just jazz, Tupac, stay top of your list. That is wonderful. Do you have pets there?
No.
Now, with all this, I'm just trying to get something out of this. With when you started this journey of football till this day, do you think you made the best decision of your life? Do you think you could have maybe gone to a different route? You could have tried maybe went to maybe study medicine those days, or even become a musician, become a rapper? Or did you think, no, you love it? Since just actually good with all this, who knows, you might be the next MI, okay? So, do you think you actually made the right decision following your dreams to become a footballer?
I never regretted this for once, you know. That's the best decision I make, you know. But I never for once regret this, yeah.
Who do you look up to? Who's your role model? Who do you look up to?
When I was a kid, like when I finally made up my mind that like I want to play this football, like I take it as my career, I always look up to Eric Larsen, you know. I always Larsen.
Wow.
After when he left Barcelona to Manchester United, you know, that was when I started supporting Manchester United because I love that guy so much, you know. So I always look up to Eric Larsen. Yeah. So I always look up to him a lot. So
who has been your best teammate so far? Who have you been fond of so far?
I think it's in Venezuela, you know. There is this guy, you know, we always joke around, you know, in the training, in the game. Yeah, Lugu.
Lugu.
Yeah, Lugo. He's a great guy. You know, we always joke around. You know, we always joke around. Yeah, even now I'm still here in Portugal. Sometimes he called me. You know, he called me. He sent me some funny videos on Instagram. You know, and we just make something. You know, we just laugh. You know, yeah. Like the guy, he don't speak English. You know, and because in Venezuela they speak Spanish, so and I don't understand Spanish. I don't speak Spanish that much, but he always wants us to, you know, to talk and to
I like
just make
that. You always know that
fun of
you.
me and something like that. Yeah, and you know,
Ah.
yeah,
It's nice. It's nice. I love a lot of but you should actually know some pleasantries in Spanish. You go with pleasantries in Spanish and in Portuguese. Which one do you think you really you're good at right now? I believe that should be Portuguese.
I think it's Portuguese. I'm really more like this Spanish and Portuguese, like they are almost similar, you know,
Yeah,
just
that's
few different words, yeah. But I think
Yeah.
I understand more of the Portuguese than Spanish.
You see, that's the involvement I'm actually talking about. So this is it live here with us with Gideon Zuma, who actually giving us this really called that memory down the lane. Having started from Jos, moved down to Diamond, scroll down to Porto Santos, down to all the various clubs in Europe, down to Venezuela. So it's been quite a journey with him, and so far giving up a little tip of what he actually went through or his life so far towards this period. So it's so fascinating to have him in here. Haven't seen him last time up to 8 to 9 years ago. I've been right here in the podcast studio. It's something I'm really so happy about. We'll be procrastinating this thing for a long time, for more than a year now. Don't worry, it will come, and activities, timeline, everything. For us, I'm glad we even have the same I would call it time zone to have this conversation. So it's really important. I'm so happy you're here, and I'm looking forward to having this even in time to do this in person. All right, I'm actually looking forward to doing this in person, but we'll do what we have to do around with this. So in a nutshell, what would you think has kept you motivated? The reason I'm asking this is always a way to inspire people, because we are in the business of inspiring people to try and be the best version of themselves. It's not really all gold, or it's not all milky everywhere, but what would you think actually kept you motivated all this time?
For me, I think my family, you know,
Yeah.
my family, you know, because they have been supportive since day one, you know, since when I was in Nigeria, when I left them to Diamond, you know. So because that's when they see like, oh, he really wants this, you know.
He wants to do this. Yeah.
So they always like since then, so they have been really supportive, you know. They always call to make sure I'm good, you know. So sometimes when I just sit and, you know, I always try to, like, they always motivate me to keep pushing, to keep going, no matter how difficult it is, you know. So sometimes the football is not it's not easy. Sometimes it's, you know.
Yes.
But my family is what they always keep me going, keep pushing me. Yeah, my family, you know.
Family is everything. Yeah, it is the glue that actually makes you to actually work more hard. They're the reason the game makes you to inspire more, to actually want to be more than you actually is. And speaking about what you said about football not being easy, yes, it is not easy. Drawing from my playbook, sometimes Tuesdays, Fridays, I normally go just to play football, have some time, have some fun. So when you see me come back, I will say, oh, today was the best time of my life. I enjoyed this, I enjoyed this. Then sometime went to the park with chocolates, that's my wife, went to the park, and we had the ball. I said, okay, come mark me now. So she was like holding the ball, you know, do this run around. She ran around for like 3 minutes, intensive. You know, she was like, ah, Jesus. Wait. Is it this is what you guys do? And this thing we're talking about in a very small pitch. We've not talked about the long one or how long it is. You say, wait.
This, I have this experience when we travel to Brazil, you know,
Yeah.
to play Sao Paulo in the Sudamericana, you know. When I'm in the pitch, you know, Sao Paulo is a big club in South America, you know. It's a very big club in South America. So when we are in the pitch playing, you know, like oh my God, because like I run like almost 5 minutes without touching the ball. I was chasing, you know, I was just chasing without having the ball. I was so tired, so pissed off, you know, because I'm the kind of player I always want to have the ball, you know, to do my thing. So, but that is like I was like always chasing, like throughout the game. I was always like chasing to try to, you know. I was so tired, you know. Sometimes it's crazy. Sometimes it's crazy. Like that's my first experience. Like the whole game. Like the whole game. I was just chasing all the time.
Your toughest match. Which part would you say is your toughest match?
I think that's my toughest game against Sao Paulo in Brazil.
Yeah.
What was the scoreline?
2-0. We lose the game 2-0. Yeah. Like they scored a goal like second half, almost like 70 and 80 something. That's when the pitch is big and you know it's good. And that day, that day the game is at night. Yeah, at night we play the game at night, and that day the weather is not that good, you know, because rain is falling, so the pitch is very wet, so it's kind of complicated, yo. So that's
all right. So it's really good to have you. I would say, very thank you, and we'll see next time. We'll talk about everything. Who knows them? I might be with you when you are receiving any award or anything. I'm looking forward to that as well. Okay.
Yeah, sure, always.
All right, that'll be a nice time. So this is a wrap for us for Blaqsport. We just been with Zuma about his lifestyle and what he plans to do. He plans to remain in Europe, which is more convenient for him, which he is used to. Only time will tell about what is the best for his future. I am your host, like always, this is Uche. I'm joining down the corners to see you next time, and we'll talk about who next we are going to meet on Blaqsport. Have a wonderful day. Ciao.